Hey there, fellow beekeepers. Today, we're going to talk about one of our most serious enemies, the Varroa mite. But more importantly, we're going to talk about one of our best weapons against it, formic acid. So let's dive right in and break down exactly how to use this thing safely and effectively to protect our hives. It seems almost too simple, right? How can this basic acid be such a powerhouse? Well, that's what's so cool about it. Formic acid is actually found in nature, but when we learn how to harness it just right, it becomes this amazing defense against one of the bee's worst nightmares. So let's get into how it works. All right, first things first, we have to know our enemy. We're talking about the Varroa destructor mite. And listen, this isn't just some little nuisance. This thing is a major reason why colonies collapse. So finding a way to control it, well, it's not just a good idea. It's absolutely critical if you want your hives to survive. So you've got these Varroa mites, and they are just brutal. They feed on your bees, they spread viruses. It's a nightmare. But here's the good news. We are not defenseless. We've got proven, reliable tools in our corner, and formic acid is one of the best. And what's really great is that since it's an organic acid, it does the job without leaving nasty chemical residues behind in your honey or wax. That's a huge win. Okay, this brings us to what is maybe the most important part of this whole process, preparing the acid. And I can't stress this enough, getting the mixture right is not optional. It's the whole ballgame. It's what makes the difference between a treatment that kills the mites and a treatment that harms your bees and your queen. So let's be absolutely crystal clear on this. You can't just go and pour the commercial strength stuff into your hive. No way. That 85% concentration is way too strong. It'll hurt your workers, and even worse, it can make your queen stop laying eggs or just kill her. You absolutely have to dilute it down. The magic number you're aiming for is between 60 and 65%. All right, so here's the recipe. It's pretty simple. If you want to make 1 liter of the 60% solution, here's what you do. Start with 340 milliliters of water. Then, and please pay attention to this part, you slowly and carefully add 660 milliliters of that 85% formic acid into the water. You might remember this from science class, always add the acid to the water, never the other way around. If you do it backwards, you risk a really dangerous splashback. Okay, so you've mixed your solution safely. Now what? Well, you've got a couple of main ways to actually get it into the hive. We'll call them the fast method and the slow method. Which one you pick really just depends on your setup, like how many hives you have and what you're comfortable with. Let's take a look at both. So here's the breakdown. You've got the fast soak method on one hand. This is where you use something like a sponge. It's a quick hit and you repeat it a few times. Then you've got the slow evaporation method. This uses a syringe or special evaporator for a more steady, gradual release of the acid. 2 different approaches to the same goal. Let's dig into that fast method. It's really straightforward. You just take a small sponge or a piece of cardboard, about 10 by 10 centimeters, soak it in your solution, and then give it a little squeeze so it's not dripping everywhere. Then you just pop it right on top of the frames. Now, to get the job done right, you're going to have to do this 3 times, about a week apart. It's super quick, which makes it a great choice if you're managing a whole bunch of hives. All right, now let's talk about the slow method. For this one, you'll use something a little more specialized, like a syringe or one of those commercial evaporators. And here's the science behind it, which is actually pretty cool. Formic acid vapor is heavier than air. What does that mean for us? It means you have to put your applicator on top of the frames. That way the vapors will slowly sink down through the whole hive, treating everything on their way down. It's all about that slow, steady release. Now, with this slow method, you have to be precise. Dosage is absolutely key. The rule is super simple. 2 milliliters of your 60% solution for every frame that's actually covered in bees. So you just peek in, count your bee-covered frames. Say you've got a strong colony with 5 full frames. Well, 5 times 2 is 10. You need exactly 10 milliliters. Easy as that. Okay, we've talked about how to mix it and how to apply it. But now we need to talk about the rules. And these aren't just suggestions. Following these rules is what separates a successful treatment from a really bad day for your bees. These are the non-negotiables. Okay, lean in for this one. If you only remember one rule, make it this one. This is the big one. The temperature outside has to be below 28 degrees Celsius. That's about 82 Fahrenheit. I'm going to say it again, below 28 Celsius. There is 0 wiggle room on this. And you might be asking, why? Why is temperature so important? Well, it's all about evaporation. The whole treatment relies on the acid turning into a vapor slowly. If it's too hot outside, that process goes into overdrive. The acid vaporizes way too fast, The concentration of fumes gets dangerously high, and it can actually suffocate your bees. That's why this is usually a treatment for cooler weather, like you get in the fall or even winter. All right, here's a question I hear all the time. Should I seal up the entrance to keep all those good vapors inside? I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? You want to keep the treatment concentrated. But that logic is a trap. It's a really dangerous mistake to make. And the answer is a hard no. Do not, I repeat, do not seal the hive entrance. Your bees need airflow. They need that ventilation to handle the vapors. If you seal them in, you're creating a death trap. It's a fatal mistake, and it can cause huge losses that are completely avoidable. Okay, we've spent a lot of time talking about how to keep your bees safe. Now let's switch gears and talk about keeping you safe. Because let's not forget, we are working with a corrosive acid here. You've got to treat this stuff with some serious respect. So here's your safety checklist, and this isn't optional, folks. This is mandatory. You need chemical-resistant gloves, you need real safety goggles, the kind that wrap around to protect your eyes from splashes, and you need a mask to protect your lungs from the fumes. Oh, and always, always do your mixing and handling somewhere with plenty of fresh air. Outside is best. And just so we're all on the same page about why this is so important, getting this stuff on your skin is not like getting a little splinter. We're talking about the potential for serious second or even third-degree chemical burns. So yeah, your safety is priority number one. Okay, so let's boil this all down. If you walk away with just 3 things, make it these. Number 1, dilute your acid down to 60%. Number 2, watch that thermometer. Only treat when it's under 28 Celsius. And number 3, wear your gear. Every single time. You know those 3 things? You've got this. Look, when you have the right knowledge and you take the right precautions, formic acid is an incredible tool. It really can make a huge difference in the health and survival of your bees. Now you know how to do it right. The power to protect your hives from Varroa, it's officially in your hands.